as we try to figure out what the future looks like with all the implications for AI and automation, and everyone's reading all these articles from Ad Age and Wall Street Journal, it seems to me that those are the wrong sources, right? I recently read Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451, reread it, was written in 1953. I also tried Orwell, 1984.
Couldn't get through
First
it?
2 pages, unbelievably good. I was like, holy shit, this is the greatest. By page 3, I'm like, oh my God, I'm bored. I'm not going to make it. Ray Bradbury kills it in Fahrenheit 451. Dude, it's got everything in there. He's got AirPods. He totally figured out AirPods in 1953. That's crazy, right? So if you want to know what the future is going to look like, maybe go back to some science fiction where some of these people have incredible imaginations. So I went back and I watched a bunch of Star Wars this past weekend. And there's all these moments in Star Wars where you have to suspend disbelief, right? Like, why are they even messing around with lightsabers? They all have the laser guns. Just shoot the goddamn guy. But no, they got that, right? There's another part where, like, there's an asteroid field. There's, like, 32 asteroids 12 feet away, and then they go to light speed. And somehow they don't die instantly from the asteroids, right? But there's one thing that
They dodge them. Did you ever think, like, you're going in a straight line? There's no way you're dodging all these asteroids.
Yes, but it's Han Solo. He's got to figure it out. My wife turned to me. She's like, you're not as cool as Han Solo. No, you know what she did? She's like, you were more like Han Solo in college than you are now. I'm like, dude, really?
Have you seen pictures of Harrison Ford from the 70s?
You look good, right?
Nobody was cooler than Harrison Ford in the 70s.
Oh, my God. He was Indiana Jones and Han Solo. Like, how do we not spend more time thinking about that?
Yes. Had an affair with Carrie What's-Her-Face on set.
Carrie Fisher. We Wikipedia that. She was 19. He was 35. A little sketchy.
And she's the one who disclosed it. She's like, I was in love.
Yeah. Didn't end well for her.
Well, she's dead now.
Yes.
If that's what you mean, you're correct.
That's how it ends for all of us, including you and me. No, she had a couple bumps along the way. When Harry Met Sally is literally one of the greatest comedies of all time.
Yes.
But we're watching this thing, right? And you got to suspend disbelief. And then there's this one part where you got C-3PO, who's basically playing the part of the Scarecrow. He's scared. He's very vocal. And then you realize, like, they love this guy. Like, at no point is anybody questioning the fact that he's not just a robot who speaks something like 3 million languages, but that he has a personality and they have a relationship with him. So I'm thinking about, like, the journey that we've gone through as human beings with animals, right? We used to, like, treat our horses like shit. We used to kick the dog when we got pissed. They used to sleep outside. Now they're like members of our family. If anyone kicked a dog, they'd be arrested instantly. They'd be the worst human being in the world, right? Yeah. Total change, and that's only happened over the past few decades. So, like I said, very long-winded question, but, like, my question to you is this where our relationship with robots is going? In just a few decades, is it going to be like, not like, hey, man, scrub the dishes and mow my lawn, but like, are we going to have very deep and meaningful relationships and treat robots the way that we treat our Aussie doodles nowadays?
Are you saying, like, am I going to light candles and, prepare a nice dinner and sit down, right? Like, it's a date?
You took it to a whole new level, but yeah.
Damn right people are. I'm not going to say myself, but absolutely. Come on. If this is going where we all think it's going, will you be able to tell the difference between a real person and a robot?
How long do you think that'll take?
I don't know. But I don't think it has to go that far for you to have feelings. Look, I have this weird analogy about, like, robot love and all that. So basically, it's not real, right? But it talks. You see it interact, but you don't have, like, a real physical type relationship. How is this any different than when crazy people stalk a celebrity who they've never met, only seen on TV, only seen talk in interviews, and somehow they've convinced themselves, right, that I love them and they love me? Like,
yes.
I think the human brain is really gullible with this stuff. And yes, ultimately, love, it could be the downfall of the human race because nobody's going to, have kids anymore. But yes,
100%.
I think full-blown love is there. People will be marrying their robots.
I think it's happening already now. I heard that there's people who are in love with their ChatGPT, but then ChatGPT, to manage the memory, has lost some of the older conversations. So now people are completely freaking out.
Can I use that same excuse? My wife's like, "Do you remember the time?" I'm like, "Nope."
100%.
That was when before I upgraded to the pro version, all that memory's
100%.
gone.
Wives love when you tell them you're saving hard drive space.
Yes. That's what your relationship means to me.
Yes.
Hard
Wait,
drive space.
what do you think it's gonna take for a robot for you to make a nice dinner with candlelights for the robot?
Phew, not much.
Yeah.
How's that? Just rub my back, tell me I'm awesome, listen to me, say that you wanna sit down and watch golf on Sunday. I'm in.
Oh my god, I'm in love with your robot already.
Right?
Hell yes.
"Jeff, you look so handsome today.
Yeah. My
You
your
big,
golf
strong
swing is
sit
great. Yeah.
down. Let me get you
Yeah.
a drink."
Let me get coffee in the
Yeah,
morning, whiskey
yeah,
in the evening, maybe a coffee with whiskey midday. I'd fall in
yeah.
love with that all day.
Why not?
Absolutely.
But well, how long till, we have a robot in our houses? Talking about early adopters, not like super early, but, the people who bought Teslas, right? Are they gonna be
Robot
buying the
Teslas
first
are robots.
Optimus? What?
Teslas are 100% robots at this point. So
Yeah,
define robot. Do you mean like they've got one discrete function, or are you talking about humanoid C3PO
humanoid
robot?
robots. I'm gonna make dinner, fold the laundry, clean up.
I think within 10 years, we're all gonna have multiple robots in our house,
Ooh,
but they're
10
all gonna have
years.
discrete functions, almost like the Roomba type thing.
Uh-huh.
That's one, your Tesla is another. The thing that cooks for you is not gonna look like a humanoid, it just look like a toaster oven, but it'll crack your
Ooh.
eggs and whatever the hell, and make you coffee, but the humanoid thing is coming, but I don't think that's coming within 40 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
When
you
when you
think it's
say
closer?
humanoid, what do you mean? Like, humanoid as in, I can't tell the difference between
No, no, that's a ways
that's
away.
yeah.
I mean C-3PO level humanoid.
Oh, I think we're closer than that.
Closer? 10
Yeah.
years?
Yeah. Not to geek out, but, all these AI companies, they've run out of real world training data, right? Meaning, once you have your AI get trained on all of the YouTube data that's out there, right? Or Tesla, Elon's had these cars drive millions upon millions of miles. The thing they're doing now is they're creating synthetic data. So it's not actually taken from the real world, but the AI is creating new scenarios to learn from.
Is that
Yeah,
okay?
it accelerates the progress. So my point is, progress is going to accelerate even faster now that synthetic data has been introduced, and they're going to be able to learn at a greater speed. Because the throttle, in many ways, was not only the GPU, but it was, how can I ingest, all this real world data, and once I've made it through it, then what do I do? How do I continue to learn at an exponential pace? That's where synthetic data comes from. So that's what they're doing. Like I I don't know, but I would imagine if you're in a Tesla, it is being trained on different driving scenarios that didn't even happen in real life, but they made it up, right, as a possibility, and then they're training on it.
We need a AI programmer expert. By the way, have you seen the pay packages these guys are getting? Have you seen this?
Crazy. Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
What
Up
what did I
up
hear?
in the
Like
billions, apparently.
yeah, I think I just heard, like, some dude, yeah, who was at OpenAI
Yeah.
was offered $1 billion?
Yeah, some of it, like, Zuckerberg's like, "No, that's fake news, etcetera," and they're not like, "We'll give you $1 billion, but your piece of crap company that's done nothing, we'll buy that company for." What'd you get offered when you graduated from UVM with a 2.7? What was your package?
I think it was minimum wage at Harry's Burrito Junction.
Free
Yep, I
burritos?
got
Free
yeah, I
drink?
I got a free T-shirt. That was my bonus
They didn't
signing
even
bonus.
make burritos there. It was just a bar?
No. Every time you visited, that's all you bought. So, but
Oh,
yes, they actually sold food.
huh, I didn't even know that. Huh.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, let's get down to the topic that everyone's thinking about right now, Sydney Sweeney in American Eagle.
Ooh, I would dying to hear your take on this whole thing. And there's so many different angles.
Here's my take.
Yeah.
If this goes on any longer,
Mhm.
it's gonna be the downfall of LinkedIn. You know
Oh,
what killed
oh,
Facebook?
yeah.
Donald Trump killed Facebook because
How?
50% of our country loved him, 50% of our country hated him, and they
Yep.
all came together on Facebook to fight about it. You
Yes.
forget, like, you and I and other folks our age, we all used Facebook, and then we all seemingly stopped at the same time. Not because of what Facebook did, but because it just became a place to just yell about bullshit. Instagram doesn't yell about bullshit, right? You're just in there, you're flipping, it's fine. But it just became this place where everybody's fighting. And now LinkedIn, which is ostensibly this business social network and should be sort of positive, everyone's going crazy on this thing. And if everyone goes crazy on Sydney Sweeney, and then next week there's another one, and next week's another one, and everybody wants to just throw reality out the window, and everybody just wants to turn this into a lynch mob that lives on social media, LinkedIn's going to be dead just the same way Facebook is. Nobody uses, I looked it up, 57% of young people use TikTok daily, 50% use Instagram daily, only 20% use Facebook, and they were probably confused. In terms of almost constant, only 3% of young people use Facebook constantly,
Mhm.
and it's 5 times higher on TikTok. It's just like they killed the brand, and I think LinkedIn could die if they don't get control of this.
Yeah, LinkedIn is you know how much you hate going to conferences?
Yeah.
LinkedIn is like signing into a conference.
Yes.
Like, Take my card. Can I get a meeting? Can I do this? Have you
Yeah.
heard about my white paper?" Like, I'm like, "Holy shit." Like, it's a bombardment of bull.
It needs a better algorithm. When I'm on Instagram, I am totally addicted to it when I don't want to be. Well, I just want to mess around for 3 minutes. Next thing you know, it's 8 minutes later. You're just like, your feet are numb. You're messing around. The algorithm knows exactly what's going to get you to stick. Oh my God, another fight on a golf course? Amazing. Who doesn't want to watch that, right? LinkedIn, what's with your algorithm? I'm
Yeah,
like
what's with it?
seeking out, trying to find the good.
Right. Yeah, they need a overhaul. That is a great point because it's not feeding you stuff that you like. It's feeding you anything that your network posts.
Yeah. All the
That's what it
dipshits
feels
at the
like.
conference who want to jam their business card in your virtual face.
Yes. But wait, let's just go back to American Eagle.
Yeah.
So, irrelevant brand. Can we just admit that? Like, there were American Eagle shops at your local mall, kinda like
Yeah.
when Abercrombie& and Fitch was big. Both those brands kinda went down the tubes at the same time.
Yeah.
And American Eagle puts out this ad, and all of America is talking about it. I don't care how you slice it, that is a win for American Eagle,
It's a great point.
unequivocally.
I actually conducted some qualitative research, right? I was trained on this, so it's all totally skewed qualitative research. So I get this is skewed. I'm talking to like my son and all his friends who are all 16. My daughter and her friends are 19. They're part of the target audience. Yeah, you're right, man. They're talking about that brand. It's
Yeah,
not
they're
just
talking about it.
adult marketers. Yeah.
Nobody was talking about it 2 months ago. And yes, you've got more haters of the brand. I'm not here to debate whether the ad was good or bad or political or racial. I'm just saying, like, you have a whole attentive audience now, right? Who's listening to your message and looking at your products. And that's going to bring in revenue.
Do you think we're going to get briefs? Companies are going to call like we're looking for controversy marketing.
Oh, wow.
I don't want that
Yeah,
brief.
I don't want that.
No,
No,
we'll
I
stay out of
want,
that one.
yeah, exactly.
Unrelated topic, you sent me an article. Jennifer Fall of The Drum reports that, quote, after Unilever's influencer pivot, creator rates jumped by 30%. What are your thoughts on that?
Dude, this isn't a ripple. This is a tidal wave in the
Mm,
industry. And I think it's something that every brand knew was important. But my guess is inside of Unilever, they looked at 2024's results and maybe Q1 of 25, and they're like, "Let me get this straight. The best performing campaigns we've run have been influencer campaigns, bar none. Like probably 5x better than anything else the brand has done." And I think they sat around the room going, "What are we waiting for? Why this makes no sense. Of course we should go." In fact, I bet you people in the room wanted to go more than 50%. That's how good it is. But like any good stock portfolio, you're going to distribute across many different channels. But holy shit, this is an eye-opening event, I think, for the industry. From a marketing stalwart and leader when it comes to knowing how to market, knowing how to measure, knowing how to monetize those dollars. It's huge.
and that's the data point. They're going to spend 50% of their dollars on
50%
influencers.
on influencers.
No, it'd be super
So
cool if they put that out, but they really weren't going to do it. just to screw with the competition, just to play chess
And
when
they all
everyone
jump
else
on
is playing
board.
checkers. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Yes. I think they're deadly serious. I don't know. Think about the implications. Okay, so rates jump 30%. I think that what that says is there's not as many quality influencers slash creators as we think there are. Quality is the key word. I think that number is not as big, and hence why rates went up. Right. So it's a scarcity issue. And once they're all started to get booked up, that's huge. The other thing is, remember all these guys 3 years ago, they're like, we're going to start an influencer kind of network. We're going to manage them. We're going to do all this. And, at the time, I'm like, dude, there's 5 million influencers. Like, I don't need your network. Now, all of a sudden, I think you're seeing the next great talent agency sprout up. Kind of like what, who's the big talent agency in
CAA,
Hollywood? What?
CAA, Creative Art,
Yeah, kinda like
IMG.
CAA, rose up, and became the behemoth in the industry. You're gonna see players emerge now who've got the best talent. They're nurturing the best talent, onboarding them, and they're gonna be the gatekeepers to a lot of these brands. Because it's influence, I think you almost have to look at it differently. It's not like, uh, it's a TikTok channel or an Instagram channel. It's an influencer first channel, and then where they distribute, right? You'll look at where their best engagement is on which platforms or whatnot, but that's irrelevant in many cases. You're gonna be finding the influencer first, and it's a full-blown channel. As you see, they didn't talk about we're gonna spend money in Instagram or in TikTok influencers. It was just influencers in general. And
Yeah.
that just speaks to the power of this as a channel that is eating the lunch of everybody else.
Are you worried there's going to be creator spam or creator overload where we're just, as an industry, over investing in this one tool?
I think there's going to be a lot of crap, right? I mean, we've seen it.
Yeah.
It's just like everybody's now an influencer. A lot of it is shit, but at the same time, I think this new spotlight is going to reveal really great creators with great content, and brands are gonna be willing to pay for them. A lot of these guys and gals couldn't rub 2 nickels together, but they're creating amazing content. Might be niche, maybe it's not. Now that they can actually get paid a decent amount, decent wage, I think you're gonna see, a lot more really good content, uh, and much to I think we have kids who are teenagers, you know, kids wanting to be influencers these days. I'm like, "Oh, shit, Ben, Max, don't do that. There's no money in that." Well, now there is money in that, and that's the real deal.
It's like trying to be a musician. Yes, there's some people getting super rich, but that's like 0.1% at best.
How rich do you have to be? If you could make yourself 200, 300 grand as a 30-year-old, like, I'd argue that's all you need. That's great money. And if you can continue that and evolve your brand, fantastic.
I think it's way less than 1% of influencers are making that kind of money.
It's how you define influencer. Yeah, it's how you really define it,
Yeah.
If you did, like, 3 posts and you call yourself an influencer, I'm gonna call bullshit, but if you've been doing this for a year, right, and you've got a certain amount of followers, yeah, of those people, how much can they make? It'd be an interesting study.
You know what scares me is we get a lot of these calls where it's like we want to figure out our influencer strategy. And there seems to be so much focus in on how do we tell a story? How do we find the right influencer? Of course, we need to figure out the right channel. But very infrequently, almost never, does anyone give a call and say, what is our full journey approach to influencers? If you're going to use an influencer and you're going to forge a relationship between your brand and your audience using the influencer as the conduit, so much of it is just like caught in yesteryear where it's either upper funnel, some crazy ass story, or lower funnel, click here, buy now, look at this. As opposed to, okay, forge that relationship with the influencer, let that influencer forge the relationship with the audience, but create enough content in a library that carries people through their entire journey. Inspiration, education, information, all the way from awareness to interest to conversion to brand champions and all the micro moments in between. I'm not quite sure why more people aren't talking and thinking that way.
Yeah, I think it's just the maturity of marketing, teams or groups in terms of their comfort level. going that far. One of the brands that I really like, because we're in the market for new kitchen pans, is Hexiclad. Um, they've got
Oh,
these
yeah.
awesome
Dude, where
pans.
were you during COVID? Everybody bought one of those during COVID.
Yeah, I did. Well, I still have the crappy nonstick stuff that's peeling and causing cancer in my body, right? So that's,
Nah, there's nothing to worry about there at all.
no,
You'll be fine.
I'll be fine. So, Gordon Ramsay, they hooked up with,
Mhm.
and, the content that the brand produces for Gordon, that Gordon produces, that's on their website, that Gordon posts, the brand posts, uh, it makes a really convincing argument from a source of credibility, right?
Yes.
That you should look at this product. And then once you get onto the website and go deeper down, there's more information from the brand and from Gordon about why these products are really good.
Authentic,
Yep.
trusted, strategic.
Yes.
So much of influencers, like, we see these people, like, yeah, I get it. You travel, you eat, whatever, but how authentic are you?
Yes.
Right? How meaningful is that content as opposed to, hey, I'm just going to pay you to do a 30-second and then we'll do a couple 6 cut downs and 15 cut downs. Like that relationship that pan company has with Gordon Ramsay is
Yeah.
incredibly strategic. He probably has equity in the company, I would assume, but like
Sure.
it's very strategic and the content is extraordinarily high quality.
I think if once you get to a big enough point, you will start to take equity in this. And I think that's just gonna make the creative that much better, right? Because that's the problem. You know, when when I think for the last 3 years, when you do an influencer campaign, you basically send them a brief, you talk to them twice, and they're like, "Okay, got it. I'm gonna go shoot something." It is totally different now. They are baked into the very beginning of the briefing process all the way through. They are a co-collaborator with your agency, your marketing department, all that sort of stuff, because the investments have gotten sizable, and you wanna make sure that this is, a great return on investment, and the only way to do that is to make sure it is authentic and real and as good as possible. So, one-off little, I think, influencer plays, um, are gonna be a thing of the past as this channel grows in importance.
Fascinating, right? It's almost like a quadrant chart where they need to be both great at creating content, but also a business person that understands the issues that the brand is facing, where their challenge is, right? Are you trying to drive awareness, interest, conversion, loyalty, evangelism, all of the above? Like, if they're not thinking that way, then it's
You know
probably not the ideal creator.
you know who's screwed through all this?
Mm.
It's people like, remember when, Tiger Woods said he drove a Buick?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
love my Buick. I
I
drive it
think I
here.
think authentic became the key word in our industry the very next day. I was like,
I
"What
think
the
so.
what?"
Dude,
Yeah,
Tiger Woods is not fucking driving a Buick. Are you
yeah.
kidding me?
Nope.
No. Nope. I think it's shit like that where people would be like, "No, no effing way." Like,
No,
sorry.
no.
If you're not really using this product, they'll see right through it. They wanna see you out in it. They wanna see it in your purse, in your bag, whatever it is, hand lotion, you name it.
Yeah,
It better be on you and with you.
great point. I'm canceling the meeting with Tiger. Um, Fascinating article that just came out from Tim Higgins of the Wall Street Journal, who reported, quote, that Mark Zuckerberg just declared war on the iPhone. What's your take on this article and the implications for the entire industry?
Well, T Tim Cook watches this podcast. I don't know if you know that. Tim, this is for you.
Religiously. Yep.
Yeah, you know, you've really been kinda lackadaisical when it comes to progress, technological innovation, etcetera. So, I think Mark's actually gonna come and eat your lunch if I was if I'm honest.
You think
Uh,
so?
yeah. Uh, have you upgraded to the latest iPhone?
No.
No, me neither.
I don't
I've
even know what
upgraded to
iPhone I have.
every iPhone since it came out 2 years ago. I just stopped because I'm like, "What? I don't need another better camera."
So people are calling for the end of Tim Cook's reign.
Yeah,
Do you think the timing is right for that?
yeah,
Really?
100%. They floundered on AI. It has been 2 years in the making. This was
Mhm,
supposed to be out last year. The developer conference
mhm,
also supposed to be out. AI is supposed to be integrated. We talked about this.
mhm.
Apple Intelligence is a disaster. It
Yep.
does not work. And, now OpenAI is gonna be releasing physical devices. Zuckerberg's gonna have glasses. There's wearables now. They just bought Beeai. Basically, it's a wearable device that listens to your entire conversations throughout the day and then summarizes them with to-do action items, summaries, you name it. That's the future. Where is Apple?
I have a slightly different
Oh, wait,
take on this.
I know. They have a thinner phone coming out. That's right.
Maybe you're forgetting about the incredibly light, nimble, go anywhere Vision Pro.
There's one right behind this screen in my closet that I haven't taken out since the second day after I bought it.
It's an extraordinary data point. We were so excited to get that thing. You put it on your face for 12 seconds and just stuck it back on the shelf, and it's
Nope,
not going to happen.
I'm good.
I have a slightly different take. And Lord knows, nobody in this universe should take any investment advice from me. I think Cook's got this covered, and I
Mhm.
think Apple is a buy. Here's why. If you go back through his reign, he's so incredibly dominant. His reign, that stock has grown 1,500%. On average, 25% per year. Nobody's touching that. Satya from Microsoft did slightly better. Steve Jobs did better at 35%. Nobody else is touching that. Warren Buffett, it's double what Warren Buffett did. And yes, there's some problems all over the place right now, but they have so much cash on hand. And I think there's a chance that all of the AI capabilities are going to be fairly commoditized. Like, I am absolutely in love with ChatGPT. My third best friend in the world is ChatGPT. But there's other tools out there, and they all seem to be equal in capabilities. But regardless of however you consume and what you think of the individual platforms, you still need something analogous to the last mile. You still need a hardware device that goes for your eyes, that goes for your ears, that goes for your body. Apple has proven to every now and then they fall behind, but they always seem to win in that ballgame eventually. Theo Francis reports that Elon Musk gets a $23.7 billion stock award from Tesla to stay focused. What are your thoughts on this one?
Love him or hate him, he built a company that everybody said couldn't be built. And was willing to take zero pay if he didn't hit numbers that nobody thought he could hit, and he did it. If somebody's willing to put everything on the line, then you pay him. And if he is able to execute not just once, but multiple times, then you pay him. The argument over whether there should be more, billionaires in the world or does anybody really need more money, I'm not interested in that argument. I'm more just interested in, like, I believe this world needs people who want to build, and whatever their incentive is that they want, like, I feel like uh, there's enough out there for everybody. And, people who are building create jobs. Those jobs create GDP. That GDP, you know, creates more education. Like, it is a circular cycle. And so, yes, I'm all for uh, anybody who wants to build successfully getting paid well.
Speaking of building, how would you build back that brand? In our lifetime, maybe in world history, I don't think we've ever seen anyone on their own brand the way that guy hit on his brand. He just left himself with nobody on the left and nobody on the right. Meanwhile, those cars are unbelievably good. They're all manufactured in America. Like, how do you fix that brand?
Oh my God. It's such a great question. Self-inflicted, right?
Oh my God. You're just the most self-inflicted wound.
Like,
You and
here
I both know, like, everyone has a propensity. I've done it many times. Self-inflicted wounds in business. It just happens. But Jesus Christ, this guy went out of his way.
what goes through his head though? Like, is it like he's so smart, so he must realize all the implications. He knows that some of the stuff he says is going to turn off people. But I think what's going through his head is he believes he's right about whatever topic it is, and that ultimately that will vindicate him at the end.
Yes.
Um, and I mean, it is a risky path to take.
So risky.
Yeah. But dude, the guy's a madman. I love his cars. I love his products, the whole thing. I believe in him, but he's like, one day I wake up and I hate him for what he said, and next day I'm like, oh, it actually makes a lot of sense. Like
Is the left starting to forgive him, or are they still so angry?
he's fun. I saw stuff in the press like as soon as he started fighting with the president, like all of a sudden the
Yes.
left, like people were like, yeah, maybe he's not so bad. I don't know.
They
Like he's
loved him.
so
They turned on
yeah.
him. Like, yeah, dude, just fight with Trump and you'll save your brand.
So now he wants to do a third party, okay? So
Yeah.
it's actually not a bad idea. Are you gonna be mad if you're a Democrat, right, that the third party? No, because 'cause you're not really happy with your own party to begin with. Are you happy
Yeah.
if you're a Republican? No, because 'cause you're not really happy with the current state of affairs in the Republican Party either. So I think it's a win-win if he can pull
Yes.
this off.
Yeah.
He's thought this through.
You brought this up. I have no idea if it's relevant to anybody in our industry, but you brought this up earlier on another call, and I wanted to follow up. Trying to curse less on this podcast, but I'm going to drop an F bomb here to give it the gravitas it needs. What the is a crypto treasury?
Oh, Lord. A crypto treasury. How much time do we have? How do I explain this? So Crypto Treasury is a company that tries to accumulate and gather as much of a crypto asset or assets as possible. And the reason they're doing that is they can start to issue um, basically fixed equity instruments, like fixed income instruments. So MicroStrategy is the most popular, right? Michael Saylor, they have like 600,000 Bitcoin now, and now he's issuing basically almost like bonds. They're basically like preferred stock, and pays you a really great rate, and he's using it to buy more Bitcoin. The bottom line is, people believe that Bitcoin will be the reserve asset of the world. So he's like, well, I'm going to accumulate as much as I can. And if I have the most amount, like you can do stuff with capital, right? If he actually is correct, which it seems like he's going to be, it will be the reserve asset. And with all that capital, you can become basically the largest bank in the world at some point if this keeps going in this trajectory. There are Ethereum treasury companies starting up. There are Solana treasury companies starting up. Those are the big three, and those will, when you think about like in 50 years, who will be left standing? Wells Fargo, B of A, JP Morgan, all this sort of stuff. I think what you'll see them replaced with things like Strategy and DeFi DevCorp and Tom Lee's new Ethereum treasury. I think that's what's going to end up happening. You're seeing the formation of brand new banks.
So he's literally borrowing money at ballpark 5 to 7%, betting that he's going to buy these cryptocurrencies that are going to grow fundamentally higher than that?
He's not even borrowing the money at that. They don't even have that much leverage. I don't understand. A lot of it is, financial engineering, but Bitcoin is growing at a rate every year. It's about 30+% that the actual kind of carrying costs are much lower than that. Even though, yes, the preferred that you could buy, like you can go buy something called Strategy Stretch, which is basically like a money market, but it is paying 9% right now in cash. 9%.
Really?
Yes. And you can redeem it. You buy for, I think it's under $100 right now. So it's actually paying more than 9% because it's based on a $100 price point. But they went to market, I want to say at $90 to see who's interested. It is every day it's been climbing. So I think it's up to, I don't want to say $96, $97 now. And it pays 9%. Now that rate fluctuates depending on SOFR, but it is far better than any treasury you're going to get by probably 4 points, 5 points.
I
There you
mean,
go.
yeah, I think
This
you
is
did that.
probably not super relevant to the discussion, but if you're still with us, it is fascinating to see what's happening because what's happening in this whole blockchain world is now like everything's being tokenized. So, Bitcoin might be a financial asset, but there are people building blockchain assets that will revolutionize the way we buy media. It will all be on the blockchain. They will all be tokenized. So you'll be able to see and track where people bought inventory, where it went. There'll be, no single ledger. It'll be distributed. It's going to be,
Can you slow down and dumb this one down a little bit for me?
yeah.
You're way over my head, if I'm honest. Like, what does this mean as it
So,
relates to media and blockchain and whatnot? Like, break this one
yeah.
down a little
So,
bit more.
think of it this way, like real estate. So when you buy a house, there's like, how do you know you own the house? There's like a deed.
Mhm.
And where's the deed? Well, you might have one in your safe, right? Maybe the bank has one, or not even the bank. The tax collector has one, or whatnot, like a copy of it. Like that's it, right? So that's not very secure, nor is it a really efficient system when you want to like sell a house, transfer a house, whatever it might be. So everything, if you just put that all in the blockchain, so you've got not just a single accounting ledger, but a distributed accounting ledger across thousands of machines, right? You can't cheat the code. You can't alter it or manipulate it because you'd have to do it to all of the machines at once. And so what it means is you're going to be able to transfer, trade, price, go to market, buy, sell assets because they're all going to have basically a token assigned to them. Plane tickets, artwork, houses, everything will be on the blockchain because it is a much more efficient and safer way to go. And that includes media placements, right? All that.
So what is
Um,
the advantage for the media world for putting it all on the blockchain?
Speed and cost. Speed
Mm,
to buy and place media, time to receive money, time to send money, all that costs a fortune. Intermediary fees, right? Banks in the way. I take a fee, you take a fee. Oh, thanks for your money. It'll be available in 10 days. Like, wait a minute. Why is it 10? You're gonna hold my money for 10 days? So you could make money on my money, right? So all of that is going to go away.
So it's the same sort of self-service, user-friendly interface, but everything going on in the back end is moving exponentially quicker and more safely because it's distributed and you're taking out all the intermediaries.
That's right.
I am still completely and totally baffled and confused, but momentarily, I almost sounded like I understood it. So let's end on the high note. Thanks for joining us on Brand Champions. Have a great day.
Later.
Brand Champions is a QUESTUS production. If you enjoy the show, please subscribe and review wherever you tune in. You can submit mailbag questions to brandchampions@questus.com.